In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn Dude.
Damn, dude.
This is season 4, episode 8, and I am your host, California Cal. And this is a show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn Dude.
This show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life, because I truly believe and have discovered that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, smoother, cooler, and just flat out doper life is. You dig? So welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like it's been forever since I've talked to you guys last. And I think because for the last, 2-3 weeks, I've been doing one episode a week rather than two. And it is what it is. It's like I've been working and doing a whole bunch of shit, and it's hard to do. Not that it's hard, it's just that it doesn't make sense for me to be doing two, because I love doing this. This isn't hard. Yeah. So, what up, you guys? How you guys doing? How are you? How's your heart? How's your soul? How's your mind? How's your energy? How's your body? How are you doing? Have you appreciated nature today? Stop and take that moment to just feel it. Let the sun hit your face. Feel the fucking bushes, the plants, the trees, smell the flowers. Put your feet in the sand, the dirt, the grass, some shit. You know what I'm saying? Something to just connect and take the time and appreciate it. Listen to the animals, whatever it may be, right? So, I've had and been having, and I mean, I'm sure you guys fucking know, that I've been going through a whole lot of relearning radical humility all over again. Now, I don't, and it's I realize that when I start talking like this, it's easy to start offending people. And I should just clarify a couple things first. That's never my intention. More so, it's when I share something and it's oh, I'm doing this type of work and it's humiliating for me. That's not a diss on the job, the position, the people who do that job. It's for me personally, I'm sharing my inner thoughts and feelings about how I feel doing this type of work or not, or whatever, right? So that's where I'm coming from. So when I talk like this is not a diss at anybody, because I respect anybody who goes and gets a job and fucking works for their shit and earns their shit, and they do their best and they be the best at whatever it is the fuck they do. That's respect no matter what. And you know what I mean? It's and if you know me or you go around with me, it's you know that I'm cool with everybody I talk to. It doesn't matter, right? It's I talked to 2 homeless people in the park last night, one of them on drugs. Sorry, not last night, yesterday. I say last night because it was the afternoon. What was normally about, because daylight savings happens. So normally it's 4-ish starts coming around. It's oh shit, it's getting nighttime. Fuck. Yeah, no, I wasn't at the park at night. I was having my lunch break at the park. And that was a whole interesting thing. I think the stories there were it's personal. I'll just keep that to myself, man. That was a very me and those people sort of moment, and that's for my my shit. Anyways, I get to share what I want, right? So do you. So it's fair. So I will fully admit that, like, over the last 4 days, so for 3 days straight before yesterday, if you're still with me, so for 3 days in a row, I was just being ungrateful as fuck and being a dick, and it was just bleeding out everywhere into everything. And I'm like, fuck, man, like, my perspective was just fucking flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping. And it's like, I wasn't stopping and actively practicing gratitude like I normally do. And for me, that's a pretty fucking standard practice. And I have alarms that go off on my phone to remind me of these things. And it's just, I try and put it everywhere, and I try and create it and say it as much as I fucking can. And, you know, I will say, because I have been practicing gratitude for so long now and really being somebody who advocates for it, when I fall out of it, my people are quick to like call me out about it, because
damn, dude.
Oh man. No, but it's like in very loving and incredible ways that like space is held for me is ridiculous. And I know that like only certain people on this planet have the capacity to like handle me, and when I'm like on to some shit, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, most people are like, whoa, like step back sort of shit when I'm like really start fucking rolling and doing something and creating things. And equally, if I'm in a state of chaos, it's like, it's a pretty big ball. And it's like, it's hard to not get fucking just bounced off of it or fucking wrapped up into it. And it's not like I lose my shit and I'm, it's like, well, I mean, sometimes, but like, not really. Not often. That's not standard. No, but like I'm just like everywhere about stuff and unsure. And it's like, when I'm unsure is when I'm in the most, like dangerous in a bad way state. Not that like I'm going to go do some dumb shit. It's more that just like I try to do everything, and that almost equals like 1% into everything rather than 100% into one thing. Right? And it's like, it makes a big difference. Like when, sorry, 1 second. Okay. Had to write a note real quick. You know, it makes a big difference when you're putting 100% into one thing versus 1% into 100 things. You know, and like I do that because I find so many things in life fascinating and interesting, and it's like I could just go down a rabbit hole forever with like fucking whatever, dude. Like I'm a very curious person, and it's like I'm always observing and observing and observing and observing and observing. And like for a long time, I thought the level of observance I have was a curse. I really did. I used to pray to be dumber. Like I swear, I remember seeing some of the older heads, and they would, when Tweak first hit Mira Mesa, like
I know Mira Mesa.
When Tweak first hit Mira Mesa in the, well, maybe not first, but like it during my fucking come up, I should say. Where am I even going with this? Fuck. I wasn't planning on talking that, so that's why, and that was a very, very distant memory I haven't thought of in so long, so it's like evading me. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to get you guys hyped up and then fucking lose it. Okay. Oh, got it. Sorry. Okay. I remember that I used to see the older heads, and when Tweak first hit me, I said, okay, how do I explain it? Like when there was this generation older than me, and it hit their generation the hardest when I was on the come up. And like I said, early 90s. And then once they stopped doing the drugs, I remember how they were after, and it was like their brain was on this short loop, and it was like you couldn't penetrate a lot of thoughts beyond it. It was just like reset, da 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 da, listening, brain reset, listening, brain reset. And I was like, dude, I used to pray for that, and I can't believe that. Like, that's insane. That's crazy, right? But you know what? It's like that's what's real. Like, life was that fucking hard at times. And I wished that I could just stop seeing things and hearing things and noticing things. And then the culture I come from, it's like it forced me into being super observant as well. Like, being half Chinese and half Norwegian, like, it doesn't get much more opposite. So when I see like my white side of the family, my Norwegian side of the family, and just white culture do things or American culture do things the way they do, and then Chinese culture do things the way they do, I'm like, whoa, what is this? How come this and that? How come these guys do this and not that? How come this and not that? And it's like, it's like, and I just go back and forth, and then I just observe, whoa, there's two beautiful as birds outside, bright yellow on their underbelly. But like, I would just observe all these things. See, I can't, there's just like, okay, let's get back to the task at hand. I would beg to stop seeing stuff, because you see how I am on this show where it's like, oh, this, that, I'm like all over. It's like, I'm okay with that, because it's me. Like, I'm just letting my brain just go. And I'm realizing, and so anyways, I would like, being observant felt like a fucking curse, right? So now that I go and I'm working my job that I'm working, I'm earning perspective. And that's really like the most valuable thing that I'm getting from this is perspective, because like I said, and the kind of going back again, it's like I was having tantrums basically, where it's like I was feeling like a teenager, like an angsty teenager, where it's like, you know better, but you're still acting like a fucking idiot. And I should say I was. And I'm like, and I'm saying you, if you can relate to this. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, dude? And I'm really just mad at myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's because if I'm not focused, then I'm trying to fucking do everything. Because I observe everything. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. How does this work? How does this work? It's like, you can kind of put anything in front of me, and it's like, I'll figure it out, or I already understand it to a degree, or something, right? Or I at least know that I know enough to know that I don't know shit about it. And that's a superpower, to be able to say, fuck, I don't know shit about this. Let me fucking clearly, tell me, show me, like, you know what I mean? Like, just let's do this with respect, And that's the coolest shit ever to me. So, oh shit. So when I realized, like, dude, radical humility, that's how I feel, and what I've been experiencing going through, like, financially, emotionally, spiritually, even stepping into my new role, like creating this new character for myself. And it's like, I think that's a cool thing to be able to do. And one thing I've noticed and observed is that, like, very smart people and powerful people, they'll create characters for themselves, and not in this fake way, because it's like, well, there's so many different versions of me you could vibe with that, yeah, they're all intertwined, they're all the same, but it's like fucking surfing Calvin is not the same as walking the hood Calvin, is not the same as fucking dirt bikes in the desert Calvin, is not the same as fixing a car Calvin, is not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, there's these different roles, like who I am when I'm teaching babies, who I am when I'm teaching adults, who I am when I'm teaching surfing, who I am when I'm teaching anything, right? When I'm being a father, when I'm teaching my kids, when I'm whatever, if I'm giving a speech, if I'm giving a talk, whatever, right? Like, those sorts of things, I'm like, dude, I'm just realizing really how much that, to be able to earn perspective you really have to endure some radical humility. And that's really my point. All those other things were offshoots, which I felt were valuable. But radical humility. Oh, so within this radical humility, I'm learning to embrace different versions of myself because I'm true to all of these versions. And I see that every version of myself requires radical humility. And I understand that it's like life is not about me. I'm really fucking clear on that at this point in life, that life ain't about me, dude. Like, I'm doing this shit as an example for my fucking kids and their kids and anybody else who chooses to view anything I do or say or put out or anything like that as an example. So it's like, I've realized that's why it takes because we have to earn perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I realize I try and give that to people through this podcast. And that's why this podcast splits people. You either go, ooh, I know what this was talking about. This is some real ass shit. And this hella makes sense. Right? As crazy as I can talk, or if I talk in circles or whatever, it still makes fucking sense if you really, because you can feel what I'm saying. And I'm realizing that because we have to earn our perspective, it takes a certain type of individual who listens to this show to actually take it in and listen to it, because not everyone's earned it. You know what I'm saying? It's like people really from the struggle and people really who've been through some shit, and people really know what it's like to be hungry. People really know what it's like have to steal food. Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there. I've shared my story, you know? And it's like people who've really been hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe Sebastian shared this on his show, Ignite the Spark Within. You guys go check that out. Ignite the Spark Within podcast with Sebastian Hernandez. But I'm sure he tells it on one of his episodes, but he talks about when he was out in Colombia, I believe, and he fucking had no money. He was down to his last, like, he had like fucking a couple cents, if even that, and that wasn't enough to get some bread, and he's just smelling it like, oh my gosh, if I could just get this bread, dude, like, fuck, man, you know? And then like, and your brain just starts twitching out and just starts, and then he explains the rest of the story. So back to my part. Like, in my experience, when you're really hungry, like, your brain starts twitching out and you start looking at like, okay, what can I do? Or your people are hungry. Like, in junior high school, I used to steal food every day for me and my brother. And it's just like whatever food, snacks, like, we never got to have these things. So I would take this shit when I would use somebody's free lunch and their PIN number, and then the person would go get the food, and when they would get the food, I would reach in and grab all the fucking snacks, and I'd be like, I'd come home and be like, dude, Chimps, this is what we're grubbing on today. Like, check this out. Bah, one for me, one for you. Bah, one of these, a bag of these, one for me, one for you. And it was just like, yo, like, you know what I mean? And that's one of those things, like, I grew up around the environment of like, yo, if I have $1, then you have $1. Like, if I got a shirt, then you got a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of influence that I grew up around. And like, literally, I grew up around adults who burned their shirts in a fire when we were lost in the desert to keep us warm at night. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a kid, we're lost in the desert, and adults are lighting their shirts on fire to start a fire in the middle of the desert. And you know what I'm saying? It's like that sort of thing. I grew up where, you know, my parents always brought in my friends and would have real conversations. And it's like, yo, like, okay. And like, my friends would come even as teenagers when they could still get in trouble with their own parents and be like, oh yeah, I was drunk as fuck and blah, blah, blah. And my parents wouldn't get you in trouble. They weren't going to snitch on you. They weren't going to do this or that. Like, they held it down. And I'm like, okay, that's how fucking shit goes. You know what I mean? I grew up around playing in a neighborhood with like 50 kids on a regular basis, 30 to 50 kids outside running around, bikes, jumps, fucking fights, boxing, tag, hide and go seek, swimming, fucking just whatever you could get into, right? Like pranks, just everything. You know, fucking girls, boys, this, that, just skateboarding, building shit, selling shit, little hustles, like whatever. And so I realized, like, dude, as I've been getting clearer on my direction in life, I'm realizing that I'd been so ashamed of myself just for what's happened over the last few years in life, because it's pretty fucking crazy, man. And it's been chaotic as fuck. And I know and I understand. And at the same time, I'm learning through the whole thing, and I'm taking all the lessons, and I'm willing to be honest about whatever the fuck it is. And when we can just get honest with it, and we can be real about it, and we can be real about what we're doing with ourselves, then we're able to really transcend shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, if we don't practice gratitude on a regular basis as a regular thing, if it's not part of who we are, we're gonna get left behind. Like, you cannot be and live in this day and age, not practice gratitude, and expect to have a good or happy life. Truly. And gratitude comes in many shapes and forms. You know, it comes in the shape of literally just being thankful, saying thank you, stopping and thinking about it, stopping and praying about it, stopping and talking about it, asking somebody about it, engaging in it in some way, shape, or form, going out and appreciating nature. That's one of the purest forms of gratitude, because nature always receives it.
Damn, dude.
That was fucking deep, dude. That was good. Yo, that's true though. It's like nature always receives it. Always. You know, no matter how bad people have treated it or whatever, like, nature always receives the love and the gratitude, and it knows how to interpret it. As where a lot of human beings don't know how to interpret it, because we have too many human things going on. And, you know, like I've talked about how I learned in Landmark, like they say, you know, as human beings, we are meaning-making machines. That's the difference between us and animals, is we make meanings out of everything. We want, why this? How come that? What about this? What's over there? You know, like, we're not just like eat, reproduce, sleep, shelter. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I guess from a zoomed out view we are, but like, we do all this other shit, right? And we seek all these other comforts. So I'm learning that as I earn more perspective and context in life, radical humility has been, I'm very grateful for it at this point, because I was being a little bitch over the last 3 days, or for 3 days in a row, basically. I got my shit together. I owned it all. You know, I said sorry where I need to say sorry and all of that. Like, and when I say that, well, I should explain what I mean by that. Like, I was just being, it's like I was being cool throughout the whole day. You know what I mean? It was just like I was being ungrateful about, like, what we had to eat, or what we're about to do, or how to get to here or this. And it's like, I'm like, why am I fucking acting like this? Like, this is insane. This is not like me, dude. And it was like, I was just so spun off how humiliated I felt working this job, knowing my potential. Right? And it's like, that's what's so hard, is knowing my potential and doing, this is how I'm applying myself. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what I'm doing all these deliveries, like, I'm getting a lot of, I realized this, and this is what made me really sad, and then also snap out of it, was that, like, people, when you're the delivery guy of the shit that person wants, they're so happy to see you, and they act like, oh my gosh, come on, yes, so happy to see you. Well, why are they happy to see you? They're happy to see you because you're bringing what they want and they got for themselves, and they're interested in for themselves, not what they're has. You could be anybody. You could literally be a robot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that fucked me up, dude. And it made me sad because in my profession, in my creation and what I do and how I contribute to life in a major way is helping babies to save their lives in the water and helping adults overcome lifelong fears and showing people and adults really how to embrace their inner child again through surfing, through swimming, through playing, overcoming their fears, how to breathe again. You know what I'm saying? All sorts of different things. So knowing that that's who I am and what I've done, being an ignorant idiot, now that I've unlearned and relearned a lot of shit for myself, I've recontextualized it for myself, I'm realizing that, okay, I need this job, I need this feeling of humility to earn the perspective to really come back and create and grow my empire, my fucking business, the way that I really, really very intentionally want to grow it. Because like in the book, Outwitting the Devil, if you have never read or listened to it, I 1 fucking billion trillion % recommend you listen to that book by why is his name slipping me right now? Outwitting the Devil by same dude who fuck dude, how am I losing? Think and Grow Rich. Same dude who wrote that. Napoleon Hill? Is that who wrote it? Okay, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, I think Napoleon Hill. I don't know, go look it up. But Outwitting the Devil. And it's basically, dude interviews the devil. And it is mind fucking blowing. You cannot tell me that this shit is not real. And it is not something where it's like this evil. It's like, no, it's an interview. And it's like the same way if we saw, it's like, I don't know, somebody who's like a killer, a murderer, an evil person, a dictator or whatever being interviewed and you just listen to the interview, right? That doesn't mean you're a part of that shit. Like you're just listening like, where the fuck's this person come from, right? Like, I think that when we get to earn perspective and understand where people are coming from, we get to grow. And that's the bottom line. And for me right now, I'm at this point of like, all right. Oh, okay, that's what it was. I was like, I fully skipped a point. Sorry, guys. I haven't thought of this in a while. That's kind of what's happening with me. But one thing I wanted to touch on in Outwitting the Devil is that the devil says what's the right way to say this? When people are distracted in life and they are engaging in distractions, when they're essentially wandering, that's when they are under his control, is when people are wandering. So it's like, well, how do you not wander? How do you not be under control of the devil? And it's like, well, if you are sure of what you're doing, like I can't penetrate that. I cannot penetrate the sureness of an individual because in that sureness is godliness, is light, and like dark can't penetrate light essentially, right? It's like whenever you turn up the light, it's going to illuminate the dark, you know? So, and I find that to be true in every fucking way, shape, and form, you know? And for me, I've learned to turn on and off my darkness and my light, and I can turn it up and down as much as I want. You know, it's like I've grown awareness of my light and my dark. I've spent so much time in both of them and gone so deep in both of them that like they're very familiar to me. And I think that they're good things to engage in and to learn in a healthy way. So, you know, it's like being ungrateful, we lose perspective. And that's one thing I'm really fucking learning is that, like, when we stop practicing gratitude, we start losing perspective. And that is so fucking real, man. I'm telling you, I've been practicing this for years now. And before, I used to fall out for like a week or two at a time where I wouldn't practice, like from when I first started practicing. And then there was times where, and then the window got less and less. So then it would be like a couple days I wouldn't practice sometimes. And then it got shorter and shorter and shorter. And then sometimes I would miss like a day here and there. And that's like the most I would miss. And then the window got smaller to where I'm really in a flow of it, to where I'm doing it first thing and last thing, and multiple times throughout the day. But primarily my focus is on the first and the last. Like, bam, the moment my brain turns on, and then boom, as I'm turning my brain off. And I'm realizing, like, dude, so now my gratitude thing is like, I somehow let it go 3 days. And that blew my mind because that's very, very far away from where my standard is at. You know what I mean? So that really like tripped me the fuck out. And I saw how quick I lost perspective. So that had me thinking, I was like, holy shit. Like back when I first had Royal, he's 5 now. There was a point where I had negative $450 in my bank. It was like $457 or $8 or some shit and some change. And I screen captured it, and I was just all fucked up. Like, what am I gonna do? I just got canceled all these clients, like, because the weather was all shitty. And then the whole following year, the weather was all like cloudy and cold in San Diego. And those was like right after all the lockdowns. So businesses were weird. There's just all sorts of shit, right? So the world was it started caving in on me. And for those of you guys who've been really listening, like since the beginning, or have gone back and listened since to the beginnings, you can see where I fucking started, where I went, where I was going. Like I'm doing interviews with different homies, making moves and this and that. Then it like scaled back, and then I'm fucking living in my car. Then I'm living with my dad, then my mom, then this, then that. And my whole family's falling apart, and then just everything, right? And then to where I'm at now, like evolving, getting with my girl, creating more family, and it's just like, and then living where I'm at now. And it's just this whole crazy thing. The people I've met, the people that I've engaged with, the people I've interviewed lately, like just all of that. It's phenomenal. But I look at it and I look back, I'm like, I had negative $450 in the bank thinking shit was all terrible and I was all fucked. And I was like, now that I'm here looking back, I'm like, dude, that's laughable, dude. And no disrespect if that's where you're at and you feel like you're completely fucked. You're not. Just live tomorrow, and then just live tomorrow, and then just live tomorrow, and keep going and create a plan and create a structure. Use the spiritual compass, which is just the regular compass of life, for direction. And that's something I need to practice more regularly because I've been losing practice with it. Like I said, it starts with the east. East is for thinking and thought. South is for structure and planning. The west is for light and creation and life. To the north is for faith, hope, prayer. And that's the compass, right? So it's like when you use that spiritual compass, it helps guide your moral compass, which helps guide your physical direction.
Damn, dude.
So I thought negative $450 in the bank was this big fucking, oh my gosh, I'm fucked. Little did I know that months later shit would just keep fucking landsliding and just get into debt in all different other kinds of ways and have all these things fall apart in so many ways. And I can really say at this point, I'm very grateful for all of it. And my little $450 thing, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's so ridiculous. In my regular working, I can make that in like within 2 hours worth of work? Almost, 2.5. Like, fuck, okay, dude, come on, let's, get your shit together. What the fuck are you doing? Like, come on, bro. So, wherever you're at, it's okay. And I highly recommend that if you wish that 450 was your struggle, or 450 seems like, holy fuck, how did you even survive? How'd you live, right? I would highly recommend go and listen to some of David Meltzer's content, because David Meltzer lost $100 million. And I couldn't tell you about that. I've never lost $100 million. I don't plan on it. I want to earn it, invest it, keep it, grow it. Well, not keep it, but you know what I'm saying. Invest it, grow it, keep it moving, I should say. So if you have been acting like a punk, or somebody you know's been acting like a bitch, or you and your homies, your partners, your sisters, your brothers, your whoever, you guys have just been having a rough time, practice gratitude. And if you don't know what to be, if you don't know what to be grateful for, stop and realize that if you got some toes that work, be grateful. If you got feet that work, be grateful. If you got ankles, legs, shins, calves, thighs, fucking hips, back, whatever. If you have these things and they work, even if they hurt, even if you've got broken ones, dude, be grateful. Because you could be fucking dead, you could be paralyzed, you could be whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, choose gratitude before life has to force gratitude into you. And that was how I did things, was I had life force gratitude into me. That's why I broke fucking 6 or 7 or 8 bones in my life. Like, I really needed these very impactful, physically impactful lessons in my life to actually like learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I know anything now. I mean, I just have experience. And I know that gratitude changes everything. Make it a part of who you are. Make it a part of brushing your teeth. Like, attach the practice to brushing your teeth if that's what it takes. For me, my attachment is to gratitude is to opening my eyes. Like, the first time I get the urge to open my eyes, that's my cue. And that's what I practice thinking about all the time. It's like, all right, the moment I open, like, my brain goes clink, and then I'm like, and then my eyes want to start opening. Like, I'll usually kind of just like keep them closed and then practice a few things of gratitude and then say a little prayer, and then I'll open my eyes, and then I'll get up and then start doing whatever the fuck I got to do. And if I miss that, then I try and set my cues as like brushing my teeth, getting dressed, stretching, working out, little things like that. That's usually where I'll practice. So, whoa, cool sounding birds outside. But yeah, the practice of gratitude, man. And that's the thing, is like, when you declare something and you declare who you are and what you fucking stand for, understand that life is going to test you about it. So that's why we got to be mindful of what we talk about and declare out here, because it's very easy to declare things in a very bold way one way, and then have the lesson of it have to show up on the back end equally, right? Like, the pendulum has to swing equally back and forth. The momentum is the same momentum, So when we're out here creating our words, our thoughts, our intentions, we're really like shaping who the fuck we are and what the outcome of our day is going to be. And gratitude has to be it, dude. I'm fucking telling you guys, like, it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Because without gratitude, like, what the fuck do you have? Everything sucks without gratitude. It's too easy to focus on what the fuck sucks when you don't have gratitude. And when I was lacking gratitude for 3 days, I was sitting there like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that. And this is like that. And that's how I'm like thinking, I should say. And then whatever. And then what's irritating about me when I'm like going through that process to other people, I believe is like, it's the energy that I come forth with. Cause like, I don't know. It's like my energy's big, and that just, it's like, it's easy to feel it. And it doesn't feel good to feel the shit that I'm going through, because I allow myself to feel things really deeply. Like there's nothing I'm afraid to explore in my own brain, you know? So like whatever there is to explore, I'll go, you know. There's no depth that I won't go to in theory or my life or for myself or anything, right? So yeah, I think that it's a beautiful thing to practice gratitude, and humility is one of the greatest teachers of gratitude. So whatever you're doing, if you got to wear the same fucking clothes every day, if you got to wear the same damn underwear every day, if you're fucking washing your clothes in the sink at the park, if you're, you know, using your fucking gym as your shower and your bathroom and what you know, basically your second home rather than your fucking car, or sleeping on a bench or under a bridge or whatever, right? Like, you know you're the shit. You know you've got talent. You know you've got skills. And you're just in a shitty situation. Just pick up all the humility there is to pick up and keep it pushing. Just do what's required, you know? And for me, it's like doing what's required. I'm like always about that. But in this last couple like months, I'm like, no, like there's something fucking's gotta snap. Something needs to shift. I need to figure something the fuck out. It's coming to me. And that's the thing, is like, I don't believe in forcing outcomes in life. I believe in creating them and then living into them, right? Because like, excuse me, when we try and force outcomes, then when the result's not exactly what we want, then shit's all sideways. And we don't, you know, like we end up manifesting things in the way that we don't want it. You know, like, for example, like people are like, oh, I want a new car, and then get in a car accident. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Like, okay, if you're going to say that, say, I would like to sell this car for top dollar so I can use that to purchase this new car, da, 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 da. Right? Like, the plan's more specific, the intention, the feeling behind it, the vibration off of it, the shit that matters, right? So, excuse me, drink some water. When we intend to do good things and share love and be good people all on purpose, shit works out for the best of everybody. And when we find people to push us to be our best selves and to step into our power to the fullest degree, when we're scared as fuck, when we're nervous as fuck, when we're any of those things, like, that's, I always will recommend this book. And I know I've talked about it before, but the book Fear Vana by Akshay Nanavati, everybody needs to read and finish that motherfucking book. It's one of the best books in the fucking, on this planet. Yo, Fear Vana by Akshay Nanavati. Good, bro. This book, oh my goodness. But basically, let me give one of my favorite examples from this book. And I have many favorite examples from this book, but one of them is, he gives this example of what Fear Vana is. And he says, okay, imagine you've worked your whole life, you're successful, you're a famous, actor, musician, whatever, artist, whatever it is that you want to be. And you're waiting backstage and you're right about to walk out of the fucking hallway, right around the corner, because Oprah is announcing your name and calling you out onto her stage to sit and talk with her. What do you think you feel like? What do you think the feeling of it must be to come out in front of these hundreds of people, to be televised to thousands of people, if not millions, and sit on one of the biggest platforms in the entire world? It doesn't matter if you're fucking Tom Cruise or whatever, you're gonna feel some fucking type of way. Now, okay, you're probably fucking terrified, right? This is also why it's like a lot of NBA players before the game have to go puke or take a shit or something crazy, right? Like, it's just always like, oh, I'm freaking out. Like, you know? So, like, imagine you're about to go out. All right, come on out. Blah, blah, blah. Whoever you are, right? Whatever your name is. Boom, what do? You're terrified. What do? You know what I'm saying? What do? You either go or don't go. Those are your only options, is to go or not. So, what happens though? What happens when you say, you know what? Bam, 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 bam. Walk out there. What up, Oprah? What's good? Yo, is it true you fucked Dr. Phil? Okay, sorry, I didn't expect that to come out of my mouth. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay, no, but really, though, you come out there, and that part's not part of the book. No, but you come out there, boom, what up, Oprah, what's good? Yeah, you know, da-da-da. You're hype, you're just, bam, in the moment. All the fear, all that anxiety, all that, boom, gone. What just happened? Fearvana happened. The state of fear being transformed into nirvana, into that bliss, into that sense of accomplishment. You know, you just got started. You accomplished that shit. For me, I've been given the opportunity to speak in front of about 350 people before, as well as multiple different groups of at least 20, 30 people. I've spoken on TV a couple times. I've spoken to groups, large groups of people, just for, you know, selling things, demoing things, being an example of something, whatever, right? I've done martial arts tournaments in front of hundreds of people, you know, performances, even martial arts performances, all sorts of stuff like that. And like every time I was terrified as fuck. Well, before I start the podcast, I'm terrified as fuck. Especially if I have an interview with somebody, I'm so scared. And at the same time, like not really, I should say, I'm just, I don't know. I'm like, oh, because it's like, I know it's a big deal and I want to make sure that it's the best that it could be. And it's as real as it could be. And it's just as dope as it could possibly be, right? So that act of Fearvana transforms us as humans because we work on a cellular level and our cells work at a vibrational level and are affected on a vibrational level. So the things we eat, the things we listen to, the things we experience, the things we push through, the things we work through is going to affect the chemical reaction in our body, which is going to also affect the vibration, the oxygen in our blood, in our cells, and everything, which determine being a healthy human being or not. So when we could really just like feed our whole body good fucking things on, and thinking about this in a very deeper level in terms of like what words we choose to use. Like I said, it's like I don't participate in the word. I don't even like, I will almost do anything I can to not say the word hate. And I say that because it's like that's as far as I'll go with using that word, is saying it like that. Because I don't want the resonance of that word around me. I don't like that word. I don't like the energy of it. And if I don't like the energy and the resonance of it, then why am I going to do that to myself? Right? So it's like the other day, it's like I saw this person had a doormat that said, it said, fuck you, or fuck off or something. And I was just like, that's funny. And at the same time, like, damn, I don't like that energy. Like, what do it's like, that's like, I get it. It's funny. I laughed. And I was like, damn, I don't, like, you're telling yourself that every time you come in too. Like, it's doing something, right? It's like watching a horror movie while you sleep. It's doing something. Listening to some crazy shit while, it's doing something. That's why, like, they say to learn a language or to help you is like listen to that language or people talk or music or whatever in that language while you're sleeping. And I've done this, and I've had full-on dreams in Spanish because I've been in the jungle in Peru for a month, and that was like a long enough time to where it was like I had to adapt to using a lot of Spanish words for at least basic things, right? And then I've gone to Mexico for weeks at a time or whatever, and and I'm surrounded by Mexican people and family and stuff. So I think that it's like I feel, and I've observed even for myself, that when you do that, it really does something. So this is why what we talk about, what we say, how we say it and how we create it, the vibration of that word has a resonance. And like the way I see it is like, let's stack as many positive resonances and frequencies on top of themselves. Let's send out that wave rather than a wave that has positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, or just negative, 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 positive, negative, 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 positive, right? Like, or however the fuck you exist. You know what I mean? So like, excuse me. I believe it's important to just really be aware of how we think to ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to others, how we relate to the world as a whole. Because the shit matters. And I'm telling you, like, I shared back even when I was like practicing to stop talking to myself, where I would say like, oh, you fucking idiot. If I would knock something over or whatever to myself in my own thinking brain, I would say, oh, fucking idiot, dumbass. And then I'm like, and also in the book Fearvana, it talks about how to like undo that and what the practices are to do that. And I did it, and it fucking worked. And it works every time when like my subconscious starts going on a fucking like on a negative loop. I'm like, snap, nope. Let's reverse this shit the other direction. Like, we're not doing that because I have say in what I think, believe it or not. Like, I didn't for a long time, but all of us really do have say in what we think. There are things that are fed to us that aren't our original thoughts or whatever because they were shown to us or exposed to us or whatever. But at the same time, we were in the place to see that, in the frequency to be able to observe and experience and see that. It's like some people will, for what I mean by that is, for example, like some people will never be in the frequency of knowing what it's like to be in an extreme car crash or motorcycle accident or skateboard accident or, right? Like some people will just never experience those types of things in life. The same way like somebody who might experience those things will never experience, cancer or that or anything or, anything like any sort of disease like that because they got hit by a car and died. So it's like they're never meant to experience that frequency of existence in life. So it's like, I think because we can talk about that, we can observe what frequencies there are to live into in life, into which ones we want to stack and create for ourselves, then we should do the best we can to tune ourselves in that way and in that manner. You know what I'm saying? So, also, last thing, just publicly, shout out to my man, Yamamoto boss. Brother, you're fucking dope, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate you. And what's came to me, and I realized, and I'm just like, fuck yes, is that not last time, but the time before last time I saw Yamamoto, he was telling me, I challenge you. Look your kids, look your girl, look at your family in the eye and express more love to them, as if, like, when you tell them you love them, like, put more into it, as if this is the last time you're ever going to see them. And I challenge you to do that for 30 days and see if it doesn't make a difference. I was like, bro, immediately. So thank you for that, because I have done that. And at least my girl has noticed, at a minimum. And it's only been very healthy and good and positive for me. And that's the type of shit we need. So I challenge all of you guys listening to go take on the same thing. And if you live by yourself and you don't fucking see anybody, there's nobody that you tell them that you love them, you don't see them on a regular basis, then go home and stand in your mirror and look at yourself in the eyes and tell yourself you love you. Truly, I've done this. It's also life-changing, because it's a form of gratitude to stop and acknowledge yourself, you know? And it's like, the more we can actively practice love, to me, that exists in these practices. It exists in different challenges. It exists in different levels of, gratitude, meditation, ceremony, going and playing, engaging in your inner child. Because the most access that I believe we have to healing as adults is through our inner child. I think we have the most and quickest access through our inner child. And when we go and heal our inner child, the 6-year-old version of us, the fucking 4-year-old version of us, the 8-year-old, 10-year-old, however old you were when life just fucking boom, and all of a sudden life was not the fucking same. We need to all heal that little child, that individual. You know what I'm saying? Because that is the root. That's the base of everything. And, I think I'll go find this picture and use it as the photo cover and I've used it on prior episodes in the past, in prior seasons, I should say. But there's a picture of me when I was a kid. And one of them is before my sister, grandma, and aunt died when I was a kid. And then after they died. And I'm a little kid, mind you. I'm in 2nd grade. And the look on my face when I was a child, I was just gone. Completely gone. Like, my eyes were just like black and just dark. And like, I was exposed to so much crazy shit at this point, right? Like, I was just lost, man. Like, I wasn't evil. I was just lost, like, as fuck. And that inner child, holy fuck, man. I've done so much work with him. And we now are in this beautiful, harmonious place for the, like, 98% of my existence, in life. And we flow really well. And I've kind of lost touch with him lately, and I'm getting back into discovering him again, and especially playing with my kids so frequently. I have no choice. It's like we're building jumps, we're fucking riding motorcycles, doing donuts, building fucking sketchy, crazy fucking contraptions and all this shit, and like, it's just the coolest shit ever. And I feel so blessed to be able to really engage and play in that spirit and in that realm. So I challenge everybody to go engage in love on a deeper level, very personally for you, with either the people who you do love and you tell them you love them, or the people you probably should tell you love them, or the people you've never told you love them. Like, whatever, right? Just show some love in some way, shape, or form. And the best way to do it is to come from a place of a healed inner child. A healed inner child. Like, for me, I'm not afraid to just go like walk along wall edges and fucking jump over gaps and like just do playful shit. You know, I go to the skate park by my fucking self. I go and do like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I need to play more because I forget that I am a prime example of what it means to be the absolute embodiment of that. I had to get serious about a few things and really tighten the fuck up. And now I'm like, okay, I get it now. Not all the way, obviously, and there's a lot of shit to learn and a lot of shit to uncover, and I'm realizing that I really, really just want to be the best person I could be so that everybody else receives a benefit from that. That the ripple effect of my goodness touches you in a good way for you all to receive it. And that in turn, what do I get out of it? It carries on my legacy. And I believe I'm entitled to my right to have a legacy if I'm willing to create something worth being a legacy. So at a minimum, I got this podcast. At a minimum, I saved thousands of children's lives, or at least prepared them. I've helped thousands of families. Like, I at least know that. And I know that I come from a good place always, no matter the fuck what. There's nothing afraid that I'm afraid of that is going to stop me in my tracks. And when I say that, like, engaging in radical humility lately has really been teaching me, I promise you guys, as I set up the plan, as I design it and build it and just, guys, just fucking wait. We're all not going to believe that this is where it is now and where we will all be with where everything's going. Because I'm telling you, these are the conversations that need to be had. And those who are tuning into that frequency and that vibration are the motherfuckers going up. You know what I'm saying? Learn, know, and understand your spiritual role, your spiritual power, your spiritual animals, your spiritual protectors. Learn, know, and understand those motherfuckers like your life depends on it. Because it fucking does. You know what I'm saying? Know your directions. And this is a note to myself. Practice my directions on a more regular basis. I need to practice because east, south, west, north. That's the order. That's how we should say it. That's how we should practice it. That's how it's designed. That's where it starts. It's no fucking coincidence the sun rises where and what. You see what I'm saying? And the equator goes where, and the equator does what? It creates that's a structure, a version of a structure. And you see what I'm saying? I could go on about this, but it probably starts sounding pretty conspiracy-ish. Whatever, though. What's real is real. You dig? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful for everybody who tunes in, shares the show, all of that. I'm excited for what's to come in life. I'm excited for what's being created. I'm excited for doing boss-ass shit with my boss-ass people. I'm excited to just be all I can be in the U.S. Navy. I'm just kidding.
Damn, dude.
Yo, this has been, and will always be Season 4, Episode 8. You dig? Of the Damn Dude Motherfucking Podcast. So, I would like to ask you guys to please be sure to tell a friend 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 to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, Manchurian candidate who picks mandarin oranges while eating sesame seeds while standing on a pile of sticks underneath an umbrella with a icy frost of glistening ice in the morning dew's grass, whose bird is observing it, which the bird is trained to pick apples, and it stopped to take a moment to observe the shiny, icy grass blades before picking the apple and returning it to his owner. That owner being your uncle's best friend's cousin, who needs to know about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast, because you know that dude ain't got no friends out there. So let's show him some love. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful motherfucking day. Oh, and timeout. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and need you guys to go and download Yamamoto Boss's latest EP, Boss Level 1. Also, Back on My Grind, the album. Go get both of those. Also, go listen to It Takes a Leap with Sebastian Hernandez on any place you can go get listen to podcasts. Also, if you need solar, go holler at Ali from Solar Fuse, Solar Fuze. Dude, go talk to him and his pops, and they will get you right, get you taken care of, like actually factually. Amazing people, great people. I'm going to have Ali back on the show again. I owe him a call back, actually. And, yeah. You guys, go check them all out. Tell them Calvin from the Damn Dude podcast sent you, or California Cal, or however you relate to me as. You dig? I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.